Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, The Port Report. Today I'm going to be completing the online application form physically on my computer so you can see what I can see. We're going to be doing the online application form for the general visit visa to the UK. I'm going to be answering all the difficult questions. I'm going to be showing you how to pay, how to download your checklist, how to transfer from the Home Office website to the UKTLs website, how to book your appointment at the visa centre, and how to upload your documents, which is very important because it's going to save you $80, and it's also going to mean that you know that the entry clearance officer in Sheffield has got all your documents because you uploaded them yourself. They cannot be bigger than a 5.5 megabyte file, each file. So basically, I'm going to make the general visit visa application form idiot proof so that anybody can do it themselves. If you like this video, please be a supporter. Please click on buymeacoffee.com below, and please support me as an immigration advisor so that I can keep giving free advice. Let's go, guys. Welcome back. I've typed in UK General Visit Visa in the search engine. It's normally the top search that comes up. It's going to take me to the British Embassy website where it's going to give you all the conditions. Apply for a standard visitor visa. There's your prices. Apply online, apply now. So that's what I'm doing. Apply now. I always click English. It's confusing when you have two languages. Sometimes it doesn't make any sense. I'm going to presume that I'm Russian, applying in Russia. That's where I have a lot of my clients come from, as well as Thailand and places like that. I have identified the location where I'm going to pass the biometrics. If you pass them in, your Yekaterinburg and not in Moscow, there is an extra fee. I think there's like about £100 extra charge or something, and that's the same in many locations. So you've got to apply in a hub if possible, like Berlin, Paris, Moscow. Apply in one of them hubs for your UK visa because you don't have to pay all them extra fees. Start a new application. So I'm going to type in my email, philipport99. I'm going to type in the password. And just type in that and save and continue, and then my email, so it belongs to me. Do you have another email address? No. No point. Now I'm just going to type in any telephone number, doesn't really matter, for whilst in the UK, and mobile phone number. Now make sure you've put the right email address because they're going to send you your invoice and your receipt, and you'll probably need that for the visa centre. So if you don't get that email confirming you've started your application, don't book and pay at the end. Do you have any other telephone numbers? No. And I'm going to continue. This is how you can be contacted. Can be contacted by telephone and SMS messages. So the simple questions at the moment. And if you have a patronymic name, you must give it, like my name is Philip Port, but if I had a patronymic, I would need to give it a middle name, even if it's in a different language. So, sometimes on the passport they have your name in English and your second name, your surname could be in English, but the middle name is sometimes actually in a different language. Now, if you've been married before, put your maiden name, click yes there, it will come up here, and then it will ask for your other names. I'm going to go back here and click save and continue. Do you have any other names? No. I'm a male. Now it's going to ask I'm a single, married or civil partner. Civil partner is when a man marries a man or a woman marries a woman. Unmarried partner is when you've been together 2 years or longer, living together. I'm just going to put single here. And then I'm going to put my address. I'm just going to put birthday, Moscow, and 11111. Country. For this application, I'm just going to put Russian Federation. You might be in India, I don't know, might be Pakistan. Is this address also your correspondence address? If it's not, it's going to give you a thing. If you've lived there less than 2 years, it's going to ask for your previous address. If you own it, title deed to the property, your ownership papers, if you rent it, tenancy agreement, or if it's other like you live with your parents, a letter from your parents just confirming that. Passport number, I'm just going to put that. Issuing authority, Russian Federation, 1st of the 1st, 2020, and I'm just making this up to get to the most important questions. 2030, and then I'm going to press save and continue. Do you have a national identity card? In Russia, that would be your internal Russian passport. But if you have an internal national identity card that you use for everyday life, you'll need to add the number. It'll ask your ID number, issuing authority, date of issue, and date of expiry if it's applicable. I'm just going to put no for that. Save and continue. Now it's going to ask for country of nationality. I'm just going to put Russian Federation. And country of birth, Russian Federation. Place of birth, I'm just going to put Moscow. And date of birth, let's say 1st of the 1st, 1960. Let's say I'm not that old, but getting there. Right, have you ever held any other nationality? If you put yes, it's just going to ask what nationality. You know, what have you previously held dates from? I still hold it, or you gave it up. Quite simple questions. I'm going to go back there and press no, save and continue. Now if you're employed, it's going to ask you your income per month. If you're self-employed, it's going to ask for your salary per year. You know, so let's say I put employed, I'm going to put, you know, Happy LLC, BBB, town Moscow. I'm just going to put anything there, you know, 1111, country Russian Federation, employee's telephone number 7, and let's put 777777. Date you start, always remember what date you put on previous application. So if you've had a previous UK visa, you make sure you don't contradict. A lot of people make a mistake on that and put you know, they contradict what they put on the previous application, and then that triggers an investigation and sometimes a refusal, or sometimes even a 10-year ban. So if you've applied for a visa before and you said, you know, my start date was 2018, make sure if you're with the same employer that you put the same start date. Job title, I'm an immigration advisor. How much do you earn? Let's say 1,100 and whatever. Describe your job. So I'm an immigration advisor. I might even put my website with the words, to learn more about what I do, please visit my website. Save and continue. Do I have any savings? Yes, you've got to have savings to go to the UK GP. Let's say, you know, never less than £100 a day in savings, but preferably a lot more. But make sure it's relevant to your income. Don't have $1 million when you're only earning $10,000 a year. You know, that will lead to a refusal. They'll say you never justify how you got all them savings and things like that. So save and continue. How much are you planning to spend in the UK? I'm going to spend £1,000. Save and continue. Now, if at any time I can go back, I can change, I can just change. Now I'm going to change my employment. I'm going to go where it says, what is your employment status? I'm going to change that. And I'm also going to add self-employed. You know, if you're unemployed and you're a housewife, that's unfortunate. You need a sponsor letter from your husband. If you're retired, include your pension book. If you're a student, sponsor letter from your parents and a letter from the university. That's what you're going to need there. What is your job title? I'm an immigration advisor. How much do you earn? 1,000. So it's now asking what do I do? It's how much you earn per year, so I'm going to put 10,000. Some people put per month by mistake. Save and continue. Now I'm going to show and edit answers again, so you can see what I've put. My address, my you know, how long I've lived there, 2 years. All these self-employed, employed. I've put all of them there, and you know, so you can anytime check your answers, anytime you can navigate, you know, once you get further, declaration, documents, application, you can navigate up above. Right, save and continue. Right, I spend about £500 a month on bills and expenses, so I'm going to put 500. That's my living expenses in Russia. Will anybody be paying towards your costs for your visit? If you put yes, it would have to be a close family member. You'd need to show the relationship, like a marriage certificate if it's your husband or wife paying, or if it's your parents, a birth certificate. You need to show the relationship. Unfortunately, I wouldn't put friends paying for your trip, because that often leads to a refusal. Will anybody be paying for your trips? If you put yes, it's going to be, it's going to come up all of them, my employer, another company. So if it's a business trip, your employer can pay. A family friend has to be, they're often refused. Family member, not a problem, but putting a friend down, that's often refused. So I'm going to put no for that. Date you plan to arrive in the UK, never more than 3 months before the date of travel. So, if you're travelling in May, you wouldn't be able to apply in February. You would have to wait until 3 months before or earlier before you could apply. So I'm just going to say I'm going to travel in April. We're now in February, so I'm going to travel 1st of April 2023, and I'm going to go till the 21st of April 2023. Now, they don't like long visits. You're not meant to make the UK your home. You might be given a 6-month visa, or if you've applied for 2-year, 5-year or 10-year visa, but they're for short visits. It's not designed for you to live there. And if you're going to apply for 2, 5 or 10 year, try to have a good reason, like, your children are studying in the UK, or you've got friends and family there. Try to justify the reason why you need to go there. If you're going to show friends and family, don't forget to show the relationship. Show that you've remained in contact. If it's a friend you've just met over the internet, he can't offer you accommodation, or she can't, because they might change their mind. You have to have your own hotel booking. I always put English, obviously. If you're going to put what language would you like to communicate, you could put, Russian, Chinese, whatever. Obviously, I'm going to put English. These are what you can go for: tourism, business, transit, academic, marriage or civil partnership. Now, marriage or civil partnership, they don't like it if you go in there to marry an Englishman, unless you're living with them overseas, like you're going there just to get married for family reasons and then going to go back to Russia together to live. So marriage and civil partnership, they expect you to apply for a fiancé visa if you're going to settle in the UK, and then switch it to the family visa once you're there. So I'm just going to put tourism here. Save and continue. Are you visiting family? Don't forget to show the relationship if you put that. Invitation letter. If you're visiting friends, make sure you've met these friends. Show photographs together. I'm just going to put tourism. Here I'm going to put, visit Buckingham Palace, the theatre. If I've got any bookings or reservations for the theatre or football tickets or anything like that, I'm going to upload them at the end. So I'm just going to put what I'm doing there. I'm going to visit Buckingham Palace. I'm going to visit Windsor Castle, Stratford-upon-Avon, visit the theatre. Put what you're going to do there. Visit my friends and family, my children, etc., etc. Does anybody rely on you for financial support? Children, kids at university, or kids staying, living with you? You'd put yes. It's going to ask for all the details. What is the person's relationship? My son or daughter, given names, family names. It's going to ask all them questions. Are they travelling with you? I'm going to put no to that, but at least you know how to answer the question. Then it's going to ask for your mother's details. I'm just going to put anything here. And that's my mother's details in there. Nationality, I'll put Russian. Obviously she's not. And then, have they always had the same nationality? Yes. If you put no, it's going to ask what was their nationality when you were born. Now then I'm going to put the father's details. Put the same as my mother's details. First on the 1st, 1930. Country of nationality, Russian Federation. Have they always had the same nationality? Yes. If you put no, they're going to ask for their nationality when you were born, and you need to put that in there. Do you have any family or friends in the UK? Family in the UK, click yes, and it will ask you for their details. Relationship to you, like all of these. I can just scroll down: unmarried partner, wife, sister, stepfather, adopted child. and you're going to put given name, family name, country of nationality, and what is their status. So if they have indefinite leave to remain, they are in the UK permanently. If they're on just a student visas, they have a temporary visa. So I'm going to go back there, and I'm going to click no, save and continue. They might be British, and obviously again you need to show their British passport. If they're inviting you, you need to include that they're legally in the UK, copy of the biometric residence permit or their visa, things like that. Will you be travelling as part of a group? No, save and continue. Will you be travelling with somebody who's not your spouse or partner? It's going to ask who you're travelling with and their details. I'm just going to put no. I can show you what a given name, family name, country, relationship to you, friend, whatever. I'm going to put no. Do you have an address where you stay in the UK? If you put yes, it's going to ask for the hotel details, date of arrival, date of departure. Make sure, as I said, not older than 3 months. Or, if it's February today, put a date in April when you're going to be travelling, for example. It cannot be more than 3 months away. Right, so I'm going to put no to that. They're going to ask here, I'm just going to say, long delays in visas. So I'm not booking but I plan to stay at the Royal Lancaster Hotel. So due to long delays in visa processing times, I'm going to stay at the Royal Lancaster Hotel. That saves you booking a hotel and getting a hotel voucher. As things speed up again in the future, you might want to get a hotel booking. Have you been into the UK in the last 10 years? It's going to ask, for your last 3 trips here, you can provide details of your most 3 trips. I'm just going to put one so I don't have to go through all that rigmarole. I went there as a tourism, work, study, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to put I went there on the 1st, so that would have been January 2020. And I'm going to put I went for 2 weeks. If I put down that I went for 3-4 months, and you've got to tell the truth, but if you put down you went for 2-3 months, probably the next visa will be refused. They don't like you staying a long time in the UK. Have you been given medical treatment in the UK? Again, I would mention it if you have. Were you told you had to pay? Have you paid in full? And then it's going to ask for all the details, accidents and emergency, all of that lot. What was the treatment? Some quite personal information there, actually. Not a lot of people want to give there, but I'm going to click no for that. I've never had medical treatment in the UK. Do you have a national insurance number? I do. It's NR 000026B. That's a national insurance. So if you've been working in the UK, probably you've got a national insurance. If you've been there, legally working in the UK, I'm going to put no to that just to get on. Do you have a UK driving licence? No, but if you do, you'll need to put the details. They're going to be looking if you've got any speeding tickets, unpaid parking tickets. Have you ever received public funds in the UK? If you have, they don't like it. Obviously, most people, it's always going to be no. You haven't had any benefit or housing benefit or things like that, unless you live there. Have you been issued a UK visa in the last 10 years? Yes, I was issued in January 2020, let's say. Have you applied to leave to remain in the past 10 years? So if I've been in the UK and I've tried to settle in the UK, stay permanently in the UK, then it's going to ask for details, the month, approve, refuse, and then it's going to ask more questions, so I'm going to put no for that. If you've had to put yes to any of them questions, drop me a line and I'll answer any questions in the comments section. So right, I'm only going to put once here, so it doesn't ask me. It's going to ask for your last 2 trips to either Australia, Canada, New Zealand, USA, Switzerland or Europe. So the last 2 trips you have to mention. If you put 2 to 5 times, I'm just going to put once. I'm going to say I went to France. I'm going to put down that I went to France there. I went for tourism, and date I arrived 1st 2019, let's say, and I was there for 2 weeks. Now if you put you were there for 4 months on a tourist visa, you might break the rules in England. Be careful, on that. If you spent a long time in Thailand or France or Europe, they're going to be thinking, oh, how did you get time off of work? How did you manage to spend so much time there? Have you been to any countries in the last any other countries in the last 10 years, like Egypt or Thailand or Turkey? I'm just going to put one country just to show you how it's done. I'm going to put Turkey. and I'm going to put it was tourism, and I'm going to put 1st of the 1st 2019, 1st of the 1st 2019, and then I'm going to press save and continue. Have you been to any other countries in the last 10 years? I'm going to put no now. Them questions are horrible because you might have travelled 9 years ago. How do you remember the dates? So if you're not sure of the dates, put down in the additional information, these are approximate dates. I'm not sure, it was 9 years ago. Try to say that there were short visits if they were. I went to Thailand for a short visit of 2 weeks and added the approximate dates. Just put it in additional information. If you've been refused a visa, I would put it, if your case is strong and you've been to Europe a few times and you've been to America, always add it. They might not swap information now, but they'll definitely swap information in the future. So they could, if they ever find out you lied to that question, like you refused a visa for America or France, and they swap information, you're going to have problems. So if you put yes, it's going to ask why you refused. Normally it's supporting documents country. It might have been the UK. They will know you, obviously, if you've been refused for UK. So you've got to put it, I was refused because of lack of supporting documents. That's the normal reason. So I'm going to go back there. Remember, you use the back button anytime. Here you are. And save and continue. Have you ever entered the UK legally? Most people haven't, so it's normally no. Any criminal convictions, civil penalties, court judgments, arrest warrants? Most of them are no. Obviously, if you have, it's going to ask you lots of questions. If you answer yes to any of them, you might even have to prove it with court records and things like that. Any war crimes? Most people put no. Any extremism or terrorism? It's normally no. I doubt you would get the visa if you have had any of them against you. They do look at Facebook, they do Google searches. This is no. Save and continue. Now, have you ever been in the military? Most people in Russia have done military service, same in Egypt. So you'd put armed forces, maybe national or military service, which is it's compulsory. You must do it. Every as soon as you leave school, every person must do it. I'm going to put no for that. If you've worked for the courts or the legal system or the police or media, intelligence services, you would have to click yes, and they would ask you details about your rank and what you did. Now, this is where anything that you need to add, I always use this. I always use the additional information section for my clients. Very important to describe anything that is not clear. We're going to press save and continue now, and then you can review all your answers. You can review them all, and if you need to change anything, just click change and it will bring it up. Save and continue, and it will take you back to where you were. And now we're going to go a little bit further. We're going to save, continue, passport, evidence of funds, that's all it's asking for. You have to include many things actually. You have to include your employment letter, your bank statement showing your income from your employer or as a sole trader, so property documents, marriage certificates, children's birth certificates. That's just the same mandatory documents and other documents. And then I'm going to show you how to upload them at the end of this video. So I'm going to include them, other documents, and you will be given a checklist at the end, which you need to download and take to the visa centre with you. Save and continue. I can confirm I understand these conditions. These are, visitor conditions. You understand them. Declaration. Normally you're the applicant. I'm the applicant, aged over 18. It might be I'm submitting on behalf of my client, and then I'll put other. I'm a British immigration advisor based overseas. So I'm going to go back there and just click I am the applicant, 18 and over, accept these and above. Now I'm at the declaration part. I can go back to documents, I can go back to application, I can go, I've got to scroll down again, sorry. I can navigate and change anything at any time. I'm going to press save and continue. So I'm back to the payment section. depending on how much you want to pay. You can pay for 6 months, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, save and continue, and that's $125. If you want to go for the 10-year, save and continue, that's $1,048, quite expensive, and they do refuse. They're not embarrassed. Don't think applying for a 10-year visa will help you get the visa. And remember, these visas are designed for short visits. So you go save and continue. Now, once I click here, continue to WorldPay, I cannot go back to declaration, I cannot go back to documents, and then it's going to take me to further actions, where once I pay, I'm going to go to WorldPay now, and that's taking a bit of time. I'm going to put in my Visa card, and put in the Visa card details, and then it's going to take me, once I pay, it's then going to take me to checklist, which I download. I can download my application form, it's not needed, and then I'm going to click to go to the UKTLS website. So I'm going to click on that, but I'm not going to put in my card details for obvious security reasons, so I'm going to stop the video now and show you how to pay in the next video. So that is paid, payment pending, and what will happen after a few seconds, it will say payment successful, which is done. It'll give the email, and you print confirmation. Better print it. It will be sent to your email. I'm just going to take a copy of that. I'm just going to copy it, and which I'm going to do now. You download that. We've got that, and if you want to, as I've said before, if you want to download a copy of your application form, I would always keep it for your records. Download it there. If you want to cancel, remember you can only make one booking. If you make a change, once you've made that change, you cannot cancel. So if you've booked and you cancel, that's fine. If you book, you change and then cancel, you'll not get a refund. So just bear that in mind. Cancel your application, that's where you click on there. I'm not going to show it to you. Don't forget to download your checklist. Now we're going to go on to provide documents and biometrics, where I'm going to show you how to upload the documents. Continue. Now this obviously terms and conditions. Do you agree with everything? Yes, 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 and continue. Now it gives the details there. Now remember, we could apply in any of these areas, but if you apply in Rostov-on-Don or maybe in Novosibirsk, there is an extra satellite payment, because these are satellite centres to deliver all the documents to Moscow. They'll charge you about, up to about €100. So not cheap. We're applying in Moscow, so there's no extra fee. Continue. It does take a little bit of time. I'm going to press continue again. Right, perfect. Now we're using the self-service, so we can add all these, add to basket and get the extra services. In Russia there is not fast strike, there's not submission without passport. They say there's not walk-in service, but you can actually do walk-in service sometimes, not always. You just turn up and they'll accept your documents on the day if you need an earlier appointment. But we're going to book an appointment. No available appointments. Oh, well, hold on a minute. What's happening there? This is because we're in March, so we've got to look in April. Let's have a look. Self-service. No available appointments. Okay, we're gonna go next. No available appointments. So it's quite busy, as you can see. We're going to go next. No available appointments. We're going to go next. And the next available appointment is the 27th of April. That's not very good. That's Friday. Let's make it 10:30. You have selected a self-service appointment for Friday at 10:30. Now let's say you wanted to go assisted service. Let's say nothing available. When is the next available on assisted service? So there is Friday the 14th if they upload the documents for you. Bit of a rip-off. You know, you're making their job easier, you're making their job quicker, you're uploading all the documents. So you'd think quickly in there, quickly out, but it's a way to get an extra, I don't know, 50, 60, maybe $100 from you by them uploading the documents. But we're going to go self-service. I'll let the clients decide what they want to do now, whether they want to get an earlier appointment. So we're going to go 28th, 10:30. Yes, we're going to click on that. And that's done. Proceed to checkout. I understand the rules. We've done that. Redirecting. View my application. So yeah, I'm now going to show you how to track your application, and then I'm going to explain how to upload the documents. So here you track. So you've been past your biometrics, given your fingerprints, given your voice. When these turn green, it means it's ready for collection. And obviously when you collect your passport, obviously that will turn green as well. So application received by, you know, the visa centre, that's how it works. Now here, this is how you upload the documents. I'm going to go back here, I'm going to upload a document here, and as you can see, I've already uploaded one document. It's a student certificate. I'm going to add PDF here, and you choose a category. So I've uploaded this student certificate, the letter from the university to say that the student is at university. But if it was bank, it would be financial evidence. If it was employment, it would be employment evidence. And that's how it works. Now we're going to click on here, drop and drag files. And let's say I decide to take the birth certificate or the council tax bill or flat in Moscow, let's say. I click on that, and I've now got to choose a category for it. And here would be the category, accommodation, temporary or permanent in your home country. Click that, and that's been uploaded. Now if I want to check it, I just click here, download file, and I can check that it's been uploaded. I can check that it's been uploaded, and then continue to summary. I've uploaded all my documents, continue to summary, and that's what you've got. You know, you've got all your documents uploaded, study evidence, blah blah blah. Obviously I don't want to do that. I want to get out of there. I don't want to be pressing confirm. If I press confirm, then I can only upload documents in the visa centre, and there'll be a charge for that. So that's how you upload the documents. Now I'm going to show you Dubai in the next video. I'm going to have a different shirt on. It's going to carry on. I'm just going to add it onto this one because that's it's VFS Global. So this is how you use UKTLs, like for example if you're applying in Russia. But when you apply in places like Dubai, they use another visa centre, VFS Global, and they have a different website, different to what you can see here. So yeah, I hope you liked the video. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you. Bye.